Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Arena of Valor World Cup 2018 Bootcamp happening right now in Thailand as we prepare ourselves for the final series of the day between South America and Team MSP or Team Philippines. My name is Brian Husky and with me to close out the day is Aaron Contrachan.
And of course, we've been waiting for this game for quite some time now. This is going to be the final match of today, and of course, we're from the fans, so we've been excited for, of course, one of our very own team from our region. I believe most of the members are coming from Clutch
Guild,
Clutch Guild in this tournament, going against Team South America, and of course, they have Team South America. They are definitely a force to be reckoned with. They like to go in with all the flashy plays. So, of course, when we go back into some of those Valor Cups and stuff, we know for the fact that Clutch Guild has been performing really consistently throughout this whole tournament so far. So, coming into the AWC bootcamp here, definitely they do have their tricks up their sleeves going against Team South America in preparation towards the World Cup that will be happening over on Los Angeles. Of course, if you guys are planning to book a flight and get yourself some tickets, do check it out. I do believe that there are some promotions going on for the tickets, so make sure you guys go ahead and grab some of that if you guys would love to do so. So going into this matchup here. So we've seen a lot of good compositions coming in from all over the world, but we'll hit into the picks and bans of today as we see Philippines starting with the TV ban.
Holy cow, Muachi is on the main roster, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. I'm super excited. This is our region. This is a region that representing us MSP, Malaysia, Singapore, and Philippines. But of course, Philippines they took the win for the regional qualifiers against Team Tamago. This is Clutch Guild. But of course, we see familiar faces. We saw Black, we've seen LYL, and of course we cannot leave out Muachi. This guy has been a staple since Valor Cup Season 1, starting in the domestic region of Malaysia on Penang Foot, and then he made his way up to, I think, Penang Foot Team Sion. And right now, he's playing at the bootcamp, so we'll see what he has to bring to the table. The three bands coming out will be Teamy, Xenio, Omen, whereas for the side of South America, it will be Tulin, Superman. The last band, I'm looking at a Malak or Lubu.
And I'm thinking that the Lubu will be picked up from the side of Team PH here because I think that Muachi plays it every now and then. Even if they let it go, they still have other picks such as the Malak being opened up. So this is going to be huge going in because this is a really good pickup. With the shot coming in with all of that dive into that team fight there, we saw how some of these previous teams utilize, of course, Malak efficiently. So coming into this matchup, we have Ryoma possibly going head-to-head against Malak here.
Yeah, Muachi is no stranger to Malak. Really formidable player, especially when you put him in a solo lane, be it the DS lane or the AD lane. But of course, PH has the first pick, which means South America right now, they have two slots open for prior picks. The first one is going to be Wonder Woman, still considering whether to go for the Ryoma, and they will finally lock it in. Ryoma and Wonder Woman going over to South America. So now it is MSP's turn to the Philippines' turn to decide what they want, and they insta-lock the Zephyrs, they insta-lock the Joker.
And this is going to be really interesting because like they have a lot of room to work around with the Joker. Back in the days when we saw the Valor Cup, I think that Joker was picked a lot in by almost every region. So they are really familiar with this pickup here. So it may work wonders for the side of PH. But over on the end of South America though, they do have the Flash possibly running in and out of battles easily, and if they can get a really good catch over on that Flash, they will possibly get a lot of advantage over on the side of Team MSP there. So right now they still have the option to change their mind if they want to swap out that Flash for something else, but so far so good looking on the side of SA. So last two picks coming for the side of PH here. We haven't seen L'Oreal over on rest of the day. I'm hoping to see her, but of course, I think that LYL has other plans in store.
I feel like L'Oreal is just too ineffective in this meta right now. There's so many better picks. There's a Liliana, there's a Tulan, there is Flash, and even worst come to worst, you can yeah, maybe then only you fall with L'Oreal, but other than that, I think she kind of falls off in this meta. We are on the Valiant server a bit behind the global server, but this boot camp, as you mentioned at the beginning of the day, is to help all the teams get into sync, to get up to speed with what is going on at the global scene. Omar being locked in. It seems like Philippines came into this with really good plans. They insta-locked every single one of their picks. They did not hesitate at all. But of course, we'll see if that works out when we go into game. South America, they lock in Alice Flash. This might be the last pick for them. Will we see a jungle Lindis? We saw Thailand's main roster, 777, being super effective on the Lindis jungle. Maybe maybe South America might want to replicate that. They lock that in. There is a Lindis jungle for you.
Now, I do believe that they are somewhat leaning on their combo picks from the side of PH, because if we look at this roster here, they have all of these heroes who are already released a long time ago. The only change into this competition is the Liliana brought into for the side of LYL. Over on the hands of SA, we see a lot of meta picks throughout the day. Of course, the Flash being pulled out by a whole lot of teams as well, having a lot of success rate. And of course, Alice, if you can utilize the Alice well and not get caught out at all, she can be the tool for the success of any team fights.
Yep, absolutely. So right now, it is the game. It's the first game for of the day of the series, final series of the day, best of 3. We'll see if this goes on for a full 3 games. MSP versus South America, and of course, if you guys did not know yet, MSP consists of Malaysia, Singapore, and Philippines. But right now, the one representing the whole region will be the Philippines team, Clutch Guild, with a mix and match of members from both Malaysia and Singapore region, as the coaches will get ready to shake their hands and signal the first game of this series. South America versus Philippines, the Eagles and the Canary. Let's go on to the entire battlefield and check out who has the win.
And looks like they do march over on the mid lane, just trying to secure some of these early brushes there, possibly on the left as well as the right. But looks like they do spot each other out. MCC getting a catch over onto Taku. Look at that damage.
And there's the Sunshine onto LYL. Flash goes in with a bit of a punch. LYL has to flicker away. The execute comes through from the Wonder Woman, but it's just a bit too late. Both teams are going to trade their might buff. It seems like Muachi is going to go into that solo lane on the Joker this time. The Killing Joke almost hits, almost snipes away that jungle camp. And
now they
goes over to the Alice.
For the fact that LYL does not have the flicker up, the moment she overextends, that's when South America wants to charge right in and get a kill over onto that Liliana over in the mid lane. But of course, they did secure a couple of camps over on the side of SA. In that invade itself, it was really effective, but looks like MSP didn't really lose out much in terms of goals. So there's only 100 in difference. Now it's balanced up, so it's even until proven otherwise. Kray almost getting caught out there by MCC. Got to be a little bit careful there, getting a little bit of vision being secured over on their hands.
Right now you can see the early gank coming in from Biff on the Lindis. There's a level 3 Malak. He has no shock. He has to walk through the traps. The traps will slow him down. The cliff's coming through. It's going on a 1v2. Make it a 1v3. South America cannot take him down. The gank will fail. And Ban will survive that. Meanwhile, the death brush being set out. They might want to go for South America. MSP getting ready. Kray a bit in the vicinity, using the Sunshine to check the Spirit Sentinel. They will spot up the Lindis, but Lindis will gain the extra movement speed by walking through the brush. Black goes in anyways with death from above. Immediately retreats. There's a 2-man Sunshine from Kray, but no casualties yet. Seems like MSP, they want to respond with this aggression. The gut punch, they want to steal a bit of camp. They get that. And Black will retreat out of the jungle.
And you can see that they are having a little bit of a difficult time rotating from the side of South America as they fight for this mind buff. Golem here.
We'll get it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my buff
almost
goes
got it.
over to Myth. Here comes the Cyclone. It will suck both Black and Ben in, but Ben is in the front line. It's a really good hissy fit. Here comes AWC from the back line. First blood goes over to Myth, but Kray is dropping low. There is the Fox clawing her way through. Kray drops down. 2 members down. 2-man cleave. Ben, you are a monster. And there goes Myth. 3 for 3. Will Ben get more? He still has the cleave. There's a level 4 Ryuma. Heals him up with the ultimate. Here comes Muachi finally joining the fight as the Joker can after the killing joke. 4 for 3. Work for MSP.
And that's a big fight coming in from both sides with MSP coming up on top, doing us proud here from the side of Valen Surfer as Ben moves back over on the top lane. I thought that he would actually go back into the base, having that goal lead, having 3 assists on his belt. So he needs those items up as well as getting his health back. So he bought a ton of armor as well as health over onto his belt. So he will have that good sustained ability over onto the side of top lane versus the Wonder Woman. But Kray, they plan to take away the might buff from the hands of the Zephyr's here. So that's a really good move here, but he is being caught out by himself.
Has to use that from above. Sunshine lands. Black might just not find a way out. He gets taken down by Zerg. There's another a really good pick off for South America. That means South America can now go on to the Abyssal Dragon. Muachi gets caught out by the Flash, and he drops down immediately. And that basically seals the deal. First Abyssal Dragon going over to South America.
Well, he had to pay the price because he tried to find a way to snipe away the Abyssal Dragon, just trying his luck, but he was slightly overzealous, so he really did not need to do that at all. But looks like MCC will be the next one to fall. Myth picking that kill up on that Lindis.
Oh my
LYL
god.
doing a lot of damage over onto Kray and Myth.
Explosion almost takes down Myth. He runs away. That is a really lucky Lindis right there. Here comes the flash, the Mag Punch onto LYL, but he has to fall back. The Foxtrot just slashing through Flash. Cleave from Ben. Will he take it away? No. Lasso of Truth secures the Spirit Sentinel for South America. The Shock used on the same spot by Bland. He's cleaving through every single one of South America. Here comes the Cyclone from Flash. Will he be able to get out? No. Black will chop him down. And there's a dead Flash for South America. MSP still holding on to the game. Here comes the 2-man Sunshine. They want to go for an invade, but they are not going to get any more out of that.
That was such a beautiful turnaround coming in from Ben. He uses that beautiful shock. We thought that he would back all the way to the lines of his own jungle, but instead he kind of ulted on the same spot, just buying a little bit of time, and they were thinking like, hey, maybe we can still try our luck to finish off this Malik there. But looks like the rest of Team PH, they just come in charging and just turn that fight around over on the side of MSP. So SA still has that small little lead, but it's really nothing much right now. It's still pretty even in terms of score, but they really do have to worry because from the side of MSP, they did dish a chunk of damage over onto the top lane as well as the mid lane turret. So giving a little bit more pressure and priority over there will possibly crack it down, but LYL tends to take out the Wolf.
So LYL walks into an ambush. There's a 4-man collapse. He has to flicker away, but the Sunshine prediction from Kray. LYL will fall once more. That means the second Abyssal Drake is now available and free for South America. We'll see if MSP can do anything about this. Muachi, he has the killing joke. Can he get the snipe through? There's the punish for Myth. The killing joke comes, but he doesn't hit. Here's the can laughter. Zerg has to flicker away. The heal keeps him alive. Now MCC taking his run of the damage. The killing joke does not connect. The trap has to be walked through by Muachi. He gets stunned up by the Sunshine. Kray doing a lot of damage. The Myth takes down Muachi. Zerg comes back with the pinwheel. That from above from Black. Will he be able to take down the Ryuma? The Ryuma heals up with the ultimate. And now the great Sunshine. Black goes down. Triple kill for Myth. And South America are well in the lead.
A commendable effort coming in from MSP, but that is quite a huge blow into the side of MSP as they lose the bottom turret, as well as a couple of deaths there over on the side of MSP. A little bit of overextension there, just by having Muachi trying to catch over onto one of the targets of SA, because that is not really a wise move. They thought that they could just finish off some of these members, but they just have enough backup coming in from the South American side.
And again, it's all about LYL being called out that started the whole butterfly
Muachi
effect.
as well. So
yeah, Muachi tried to go for go for the can after. And it's actually a really good attempt if there wasn't the heal from the Alice, but I think MSP overstepped a bit too much. Black tried to come in to get a 1-for-1 trade, but he didn't get that as well. Might well get stolen away. Here comes Myth again. Lindis is now 6-1. This guy's really far ahead.
But over on the top lane, though, we do have the Malik pushing over on the top lane, already getting that turret over on the hands of MSP. So we do have 3,000 in terms, 2,000 in terms of goal difference at the time being. But looks like
they want the Ryoma. Does he have the pinwheel? Yes, gets caught out.
So.
Gets blown out. LYL will take that pick off gladly take that pick off. But the minion wave isn't in their favor, so Muachi has to go back and reset that. Will there be another ambush? LYL.
Gotta be careful.
Actually, the Sunshine lands his if it does not connect. Here comes the Mag Punch and the Super Titaku in the midst of everything. A really good bracelet of submission onto 3, and that is what South America needs to call that fight off. Myth has the bonus movement speed. Will they try to go back in? Muachi gets spot out. Where's the can laughter? There's the can laughter. Forces the Cyclone, but the Cyclone does not negate any damage. That from above from Black does not connect. Now Myth tries to do as much damage as he can. Abyssal Dragon is online. Let's see if MSP can get it for himself. Here comes a really good Sunshine. Black gets hit. Here comes Zerg. Comes in with a pinwheel. MCC uses the high taller and the gut punch. Here comes another can laughter. Zerg has to run away. That from above does not connect, but Ben is in the backline. LYL blows up the Ryoma. Kray has to run away. That ran out of steam. South America has to retreat. A really good two-man Sunshine again from Kray. Will MSP go for more? It seems like they are finally content with what they have. They will take this Sage Golem for themselves.
Good counter engage coming in from the side of MSP. They just see that, oh, they're going in for the Abyssal Dragon. They use the Dragon as a bait, just pulling in some of these members from the side of SA. Now Taku can't have any chance at all into stealing that Dragon away from the hands of MSP. Now, having that Dragon kind of pulled them back in to this goal deficit that they were having. So they will try their best to find another catch over onto the top lane here from the side of SA. Ban will be the focus.
Gets engaged on by 4. The Hissy Fit gets thrown down. The trap detonates. There's a bloodbath. It's free for Myth. Okay, will SA go for more? 4 members on the top side. Darksley is available. Meanwhile, Joker trying to escape Wonder Woman. Here comes the Bracelet of Submission. Just a bit of stun on to Muachi. Wonder Woman can't go for more. LYL rotates back to the middle lane. They want to defend that structure. Most important structure of the entire game. It opens up both the side lanes. And SA not letting down the aggression.
And of course, if we look into Lindis, I think this is so far the best performing Lindis throughout the whole tournament. We saw some jungle Lindis, it didn't really work efficiently, but this one here, Myth has been pulling out a lot of great shots and good pickups there onto some of these members, such as the likes of Muachi, and getting all these kills will definitely get her snowballing into the mid game right now. But I think that it's a really good team effort from the side of Team SA. Just look at the way they rotated, and they know how to set up fights really, really well, although that they did go in a little bit messy on a few ones, such as the one that we just saw in the Abyssal Dragon. So that might be the opening for the side of MSP if they would like to punish the side of SA. So right now they do have MCC charging over onto Kray.
That from above and the gut punch, high taller. Kray runs away with the Hissy Fit. That's a 3-man stun. Zerg from the back. Myth is dominating. LYL goes down. Black has to retreat. There is a 4-man shock from Ban. Can the cleave come through? It seems like it's not enough. 3 members down for MSP. Ban about to be the 4th. The Flash comes back in just to take a bit of a credit. The Killing Joe will snipe him, but it's a 4-for-1 trade in favor of South America. Muachi has to fall back.
And that's a consolation from Muachi, just getting 1 kill out of that fight itself. And it's kind of been a losing end for the side of MSP at the time being. But is he really going in for that? Oh!
Myth almost goes down. Muachi keeps up his life. 50-50 gamble, but Muachi missed that shot. Myth stays alive.
And that was just too much for him to handle. Just way too hard, because there's just 3 members from the side of SA. They tried to burst down Myth, but he almost did it. If only Wonder Woman would not be that much of a nuisance, then perhaps he could actually get the kill over onto Lindis. But looking at Lindis right now, 9 kills to 1 death. This is gonna be really hard for the side of MSP to deal with. And she's already got the rank breaker with her, as well as the AG giving her. No, that's not an AG. I believe that's the item that gives you a little bit of slow when you attack. So she can somewhat kite by herself already. So they really need to find a way to start it out. And taking the Darkslayer is a surefire way to start things off.
Darkslayer going over to MSP. Maybe that's what they need to have a bit more breathing room in the game. Because finally we see a non-roaming Joker Fenrir to completed, now working towards the Penta Arm. Let's see what MSP have installed. 1.5 minutes on the Darkslayer buff. They have to make that count. I think they're starting that off by trying to make a death rush, but now South America, they are sticking together. They know it's not the time to take a fight. MSP can turn that around anytime. MSP are the ones trying to call the shots.
On the bot lane though, if they really want to commit to this one, it's going to be a 5v4.
The trap, Sunshine left the LYL, and now MSP are pushing in on both sides. South America actually corralled into their base. Ryoma has to respond, and the moment that bottom tower falls, Muachi goes and joins with his team. Now, what can South America do other than they have to keep Myth alive, that's for sure, but Ben is cleaving the wave.
They really have to wait for the buff to be stalled out, but
Ben,
they will have a lot of damage being chunked out over onto Ben.
MCC is so patient, is waiting. The trap spots in now, and that means MSP has to retreat. A lot of damage onto Zerk from LYL. And suddenly the Ryoma finds himself not in a condition to fight. Here comes the Super Speed and the Magpie. Here comes the Shock just to zone off the rest of South America. They will get the middle lane tier 2 tower. Now what can South America do? Will they be engaged? The Killing Joke hits onto mid. Muachi at the side. That is a lot of damage onto Flash. And now Flash has to retreat as well. The villain, the Prince of Crime, is winning this war. South America are being pushed back.
And you can just see how much of a power spike the Darkslayer gave them. So much priority that they open up all of these turrets being taken down, and only the high ground turrets left for the side of South America. This is really a huge comeback for the side of MSP, and they are just playing out really well. Dominating left, right, and center, just not giving them the chance to defend the turrets there. Beautiful use of
LYL gets called out. There's the flicker follow from Flash. Cyclone sucks LYL in by LYL to survive. Here comes the 2-man hit fit and a Sunshine. There is the 2-man jump from Bam, trying to keep himself alive, but there's too much damage coming in from South America, and it seems like MSP are falling left and right. The Killing Joke hits onto 5, but the damage is not there. South America will take 2. Can they get more? It seems like they cannot, but MSP, they have to fall back, and South America will take that trade anytime.
MSP got outnumbered in that fight itself, and looks like they took the right time to fight from the side of South America, because the Darkslayer buff has already expired. They know that they have all these items raked into their belt already in the first few skirmishes, and all they have to do is commit to a fight, because the split pushing is over and MSP is somewhat separated. They know that they can take it anytime. Oh, looks like Zerk getting spotted out there by, of course, Rocket being sent out there from the Joker. Oh, look at that damage done over onto Kray. Muachi skilling pretty well over onto the mid game now. 15 minutes, and we've already seen more than 20 over kills. 9 kills over on the side of MSP, 18 on the side of South America. Of course, South America have this really good skirmish comp there, and Lee coming in into all of these fights, being the frontliner for the side of South America, is causing a lot of nuisance for the side of MSP, and Lindis is just there to finish off every one of these members from the side of MSP.
Oh, they're going to spot both Black and MCC out once more, and that is the perks of having a Lindis. You gain vision wherever you go, but Takio is going to get spot out. Here comes the Gut Punch, the Killing Joke, here's the counter engage, the Cyclone, the Shock onto 3, ban in the back line, but the Flash has already taken down the Prince of Crime. Can MSP continue this fight? It seems like they can. The Flash has gone down, Black will drop as well, Myth still dealing damage, LYL looking for the opening to go in, MCC at the sidelines, last hit, Myth still survives, and there's a 2-for-2 trade, but MSP seems like they have won the war. The damage dealers from South America going down.
And that's a really close battle there, and if they could just deal a little bit more damage over onto Myth, they'll be able to take the Lindis down, as she's only fallen once over all of these battles, and Kray has been keeping her alive alongside with herself, because they can't seem to get a good catch over onto Alice as well as Lindis.
Now it is actually up to Ben and MCC, as Ben has been landing so many great ultimates into the back line, and all they need is for the rest of the team to follow up. And just now, you see Flash just goes right in, uses his entire kit to kill Muachi in one fell swoop. And that kind of set the tone for South America.
Are they gonna give
right
this
now,
one up?
Going for the 6th Abyssal Dragon of the game. This might just be the 5th for them if they get it. Seems like MSP, they are here to contest. Let's see who is going to get this objective. The gold injection and experience gain for all for the entire team.
MCC
Really
is
important.
in position.
Here comes LG in position. Here comes MC, goes for the engage. The Abyssal Dragon goes over to MSP. Really good hits and fit onto the whole team of MSP. And South America are just melting through the MSP representative. Again, 4 members down at the cost of 1. Muachi has to defend the base. 40 seconds on the clock.
My
but
goodness.
he gets called out. Can Laughter. Flash goes down. But Muachi still has to defend the base. There's 40 seconds on the clock. Saving grace is both damage dealers for South America have already gone down. So Muachi has a better chance. But still, they have to deal with the Wonder Woman and the Ryoma killing joke to clear out a bit of the wave. But South America, they can really well go for the throne. Muachi sniping as much people as they can. There is the last of truth. They have called out Muachi. He uses the flicker, the can laughter, but it's not enough. He gets aced by Wonder Woman, and the heroes' will of justice will triumph. South America take game 1.
And South America just ended game 1 in total style here as MSP pull out a valiant effort there, but unfortunately some of these team fights were not the wisest to be picked up here by the side of MSP, and eventually they did falter on that last Abyssal Dragon fight that decided it all for the side of SA. And you can see it's all smiles for the side of South America here. Of course, this is the first time that both regions have met, so this is a really huge deal for some of these teams. Now, you can see the determinations on the eyes of these members of MSP right now. Let's have a look back into the scores, and we can see that Myth definitely will be the one that will be taking that MVP of match 1.
Yep, absolutely. And Ben, not surprised being the MVP for MSP despite him being on the losing side. But of course, it all could not have happened without Kray's Alice. That man has been absolutely phenomenal on that hero. And we've seen Alice being super disruptive, and I think so far, so many games that Alice has been playing in, she almost has a 100% win rate, especially in good hands. He's really disruptive. That last fight couldn't have gone in South America's favor if not for the big Hissifit that disrupted the rest of MSP.
Yes, and the Hissifit really disrupted all these members from the side of MSP. They tried to get some of these members from the side of SA, especially Myth, the moment that Ben as well as Black tried to dive in over on the back line with, of course, every resources funneled through, and it seems like they can't seem to burst it down. You have the heal coming from the Alice, you have some shield, the movement speed, she just can kite all day, and this is the win condition coming from the side of SA with that Lindis archetype.
Yep, absolutely, and of course, the Flash also doing a lot of work, catching on the Joker every single time. But we will just look at the replay and see how SA pulled this off.
And this is the earliest fight that we saw that almost changed the tides of battle there. And look at MCC, he just got bursted down really low. And this is the fight where Myth snowball with the first kill and then gets a double off. And Kray just shuts down Black. Unfortunately, Myth did not get slain through there until the last moment by Ben. And of course, the Abyssal Dragon has been killed by Smith, and eventually this fight was overly extended by Muachi. He tries to get the catch over on Desert, misses that shot, and then eventually Kray and Myth just punches them right through, and Black was a little bit late to the break.
So yeah, it was really late, and Zerg, understanding how Ryoma works, heals himself with the ultimate, just being really patient, knowing the limits of his hero. And here comes a 9 engage. They want to get on the Kray, but it's an Alice. And the moment they trap themselves in that corner, it's all Myth. It's all the one-man show for the side of South America.
So beautiful. Just watch Myth doing the work. She just knows how to kite, repositions herself, goes to the back. Every single time she gets a shot, she takes one step back.
Yeah, and Kray doesn't even die in that, and this is just unfortunate. And again, Flash engages onto LYL. Just look at how SA played this. Because LYL was so low, MSP could not take the fight, and it's all history. SA just run them through. And despite Muachi getting a consolation prize at the very end, it doesn't really matter because South America was so far ahead. And again, another great flash cyclone. Really Muachi gets executed. And that's the reason. And another hissy fit you see in the center of everything. It's all about the hissy fit to change the game.
Yes, definitely. And Ben got a really beautiful shot. 3-man knockup there, and they just call the shot and say, hey, let's go in for that fight. But it seems like the hissy fit negates all these members from successfully catching the members of South America. So eventually that last Abyssal Dragon fight just means that it's gonna be the end for the side of MSP for Game 1. But moving into Game 2 though, what could be changed for the side of MSP in order for them to improve and secure an equalizer?
I feel like they're sacrificing a lot by putting yes, there's the marksman Joker, but you must understand that Joker needs time, and investing so much resources to putting a Joker in a solo lane, it can backfire if all those scenarios happen, like all the mistakes. Joker gets executed way too early. When the moment Joker goes down, the only damage that they can rely on will be the Liliana, where the Liliana not really excelling when there's only her alive. The front line is basically the Malok, the Oma, and the Zephyrs, and the Zephyrs hasn't been super impactful simply because of the added hissy fit. The moment they engage, the hissy fit gets dropped, and it just sends MSP into disarray. So I would like to see MSP put themselves more on a standard duelist lineup instead of trying to focus too much on the marksman. They can consider taking the Lindis marksman away, or at least punish the Lindis whenever necessary.
But it was really difficult because they don't just have to worry about the Lindis, they need to worry about Alice as well coming into that previous matchup. So we might see a Alice ban or a pickup coming from the side of MSP if they're still on the blue side, that is. So they might just ban it out. So I don't think that a Lindis ban is worthy over there, unless if they can't really find a way to solve this issue. And it all started with a little bit of overzealousness, which gave it Myth that triple kill, which just turned everything over in the favor of South America. So South America so far just playing to their strengths, and they just need to keep this up so far. They managed to secure a lot of dragons from the early get-go, and of course we just have to go into Game 2 to find out more. And looks like PH will be on the blue side once more.
Yep, MSP on the blue side again. South America sticking to the red side, having 2 ban priority immediately. We'll see if the bans are going to be any different. Tulen and Xenia being taken out of the roster once more. Of course, we can expect a Superman, so 3 more bans coming in. Do they really want to invest back? Should they consider banning out the Flash or taking it away at least? The man at this time being taken out by MSP, so this might just shake up the draft a bit.
Perhaps a little bit, but they might consider getting some of the recent hero releases that were unavailable from the side of the Bayesian server. After all, this is the boot camp, and this is the best time for them to practice to the best of their abilities. So perhaps the Flash can be picked up there from the side of MSP. That may just give them that sort of flexibility when it comes into team fights, where you have that really mobile hero to go in and out of fight. Not to worry of protecting himself, just get another someone who can heal for the rest of the teammates, and that might just work pretty fine. And perhaps a skirmish comp could be possible as well. Aram getting taken out from the side of South America as well as Tulen.
Aram not available this time. Possibly the last game of the series if South America continues their momentum. Final ban coming in for MSP. Let's see who they take out. They take out the Atlas. They are hovering over the Atlas, deciding whether it's worthy of a ban. Kray has been an absolute monster on that hero, and they might just invest that, and that means Superman most likely going to get banned out by South America at the end of this. 3 seconds on the clock. MSP will lock in the
red team's turn to ban.
Looks like they will be considering of a Paina ban. Are they sure they want to open that up for the side of MSP? Oh, they're like, oh, did we just make a mistake? It's like, oh, Wukong.
Yeah, it's just minus.
I guess it's just a little bit of a joke because they do ban out the Superman after all, with Teamy being opened up for the side of MSP. So could be a double-edged sword because we've seen a couple of teamies being played out today. Didn't exactly work out that greatly for some of these teams, but when utilized well in the team fight, you can really just change everything with be a bro and help out one of your allies there. And of course, Pootsie Poots can actually stun out an AoE area. So you can, if you can get off a 3-member stun, that will be really effective for the side. But looks like Omen is being opened up over on the table here for MSP to be picking up there. So a lot of people fear Omen. And he tells us a little bit about Omen's strengths and weaknesses.
I think Omen, the good thing about Omen is this guy is a really great duelist. Once he gets a hit, he has a lockdown that you cannot run away from. This guy has double hits, has true damage, has damage reflect, basically everything you want as a duelist. But of course, Omen has only been picked, I think, twice today with a 50% win rate. This is the 3rd game we see an Omen, and with all the bans, we can expect all the previously almost permanent ban heroes to go through, the likes of Teamy and Omen. Right now, South America, they are hovering over the number, which is actually a really good pick against the likes of Omen and Wonder Woman, because the ultimate of the number, the ground shadow basically can stun out multiple enemies and can stall out a fight or disengage a fight. But of course, with Lubu on the table, it's really rare that you see Lubu go into the 3rd or 4th pick, because MSP did not pick him up. South America will do the deed.
And of course, Lubu being picked up there, as well as having that number for that 4th pick there. We just gotta see what does the rest of MSP have in store. Oh, will this be the first RAS of the day, or will it be the Laurel? They still have, of course, other options left available. Will they actually go in for a 2nd round of Joker? Double marksman, not really convinced about that, but if you're looking at the rest of the first 3 picks here, it can sort of work out, because if they put Bro over onto one of these marksmen, giving them that 2nd chance at turning a fight around, it can somewhat work. But I believe there are better picks that you can go for than to wait for some of these picks to come online. But instead, double marksman it is for the side of MSP. So I believe that's going to be a Violet in the jungle for the side of MSP. So last pick for the Luby.
That is the mid lane, most likely the mid lane Joker for the side of MSP to go up against Flash. And if you look at the matchup, Flash definitely has more priority, especially when he gets ahead. You can execute the Joker really easily. The last pick for South America should be focused into the jungle. I won't be surprised if they go for Zephyr's pick at this point, because Zephyr can kind of complement the rest of the team really well, but there are multiple options that they can opt for. They might want to go back for the Lindis jungle. It has worked out for Myth in previous game. It seems like South America are letting it through. Myth gets the Lindis once more.
And Omen might be the factor that MSP has in all these win conditions, because he can somewhat counter the Flash with his ultimate, just locking him in that arena, even if they don't want to fight him one-on-one, just fan him off. Just locking him away could deal a lot of changes in all these team fights. And also having that Teamy and Wonder Woman giving that sort of safety net for the side of MSP seems pretty convincing to me. But of course, early game potential really heavily favors over on the side of South America once again. So perhaps if they can get a pick off there, just keep shutting down that Teamy there. We saw in one game where Teamy could not even get his ultimate in 6 minutes. So I'm not sure if that is actually possible in this game. So we just really have to go into the game to find out, as we slowly prep themselves into possibly a 2 straight win for SA, or an equalizer coming in for the side of MSP.
possibly the last game of the day. MSP Philippines representing the region versus South America. Coaches will shake hands. We are ready to go on to the Antares battlefield for possibly again final brawl between these two regions. Let's see how this works out. Here we go.
And you can see them marching down once again over on the mid lane. Oh, looks like they get a catch over on to Takiyu. Looks like that shot did manage to catch two members there, both Flash and Lulu, taking away a little bit of their health. But Wonder Woman will be on that bottom lane by herself. As you can see, they just raid through all of these camps from the side of MSP's white buff side. So in return, MSP did secure the top lane here in favor of themselves. Lulu might be caught out there by himself with all these members being funneled over there.
Are they really going in? The risk talent is used. He has no mobility. They're still on cooldown. He has to use the flicker. They're juggling between the aggro of the tower. First blood over to the Omen. Kray comes in a bit too late. MSP with the early aggression.
Oh my goodness, they just going in cray with that one, with that first blood, beautifully executed from the side of MSP, having the numbers advantage, and just forcing the members of SA to respond to this one is already a win by itself. Now that they have a slight goal lead, they're still pushing all these members being funneled from the side of SA, being focused over on the top lane. LYL has a little bit of room to breathe here over on the mid lane. As you can see, now Muachi is the one that's still hanging alone over on the bot lane versus the Ryoma. Ryoma does have a little bit of damage potential, but of course Wonder Woman will be able to soak up some of those damage being dealt there. Ben trying to freeze the wave up over on the top lane with the Omen. Beautiful snipe there coming in from LYL as the Spirit Sentinel being taken away on the side of mid. Trying to snowball that Lindness once again, but there is the Abyssal Dragon over on there and here.
Oh, Abyssal Dragon goes over to MSP. There's a can after the myth. A really good lasso of truth onto the Lindness, but Lindness is running away, has the passive, runs into the brush, gets sniped down by LYL. Myth is now definitely a myth for South America. MSP get the objective, they get the kill.
Much better start in comparison to game one here. 2 kills over on the side of MSP right now. Getting a little bit of a counter jungling down from the side of MSP, as well as taking down that Sage buff will mean a lot into putting all these members from the side of South America behind. As Ben gets caught up by himself, will he be able to run away on that Omen? He's getting chunked down pretty low. I don't think that it's wise to actually turn around and fight this one. But Kray getting caught out there.
Chain lance, the ultimate from Violent. Be a bro. Team, he comes back to life, and he will survive off of that. The flash dropping low instead. There's a recall. Meanwhile, Zerg fighting against Muachi. A really good max range stun coming in from the Ryoma. The Joker takes down Kray off screen. And LYL really on the lead. Another snipe. Nope, doesn't really predict the position of Flash. And Flash is actually one level behind, just now was to get sniped. Here comes with Mag Punch. Where is the Cyclone? Use the Cyclone. There is the Flicker. Sucks LYL in. LYL goes down.
And Lei just gets the kill efficiently over on the Joker over on the mid lane here. Of course, with the help of some of these other members, they're drawing a little bit of aggro, overstaying for a little bit, and he could have avoided it after getting that kill snipe off with that no-scope under that turret. So they do have a lot of kill potential right now, having 3 kills already in just a span of 4 minutes. And of course, we do have Spirit Sentinel being spawned up. Once again, there is a lot of focus being put over on a mid lane by both of these teams. As bottom lane, they do go head-to-head once more. With Wave pushing over on the side. Oh, Kray.
Damage in his face. The killing joke comes through again. Second Abyssal Dragon will spawn. Let's see if MSP will get this once. We'll get the second dragon in a row. LYL and MCC zoning the rest of South America out. There is the trap reveal. Stage Valve not getting stolen away, but they bought enough time for the team to get the Abyssal Dragon. Black will secure that.
And it seems like the Joker is doing way much more this time around with LYL playing it instead of Muachi. And of course, having it the mid lane party. Oh, Cyclone being channeled out, but he's being left alone.
He's gonna rush back. Can after killing Joke. Black takes the credit and Flash Really a bit of overcommitment. Meanwhile, Ben against Takyu. Here comes Black to join the fight, making the 2v2. Myth in the fray, but Myth is a bit too far forward. He's getting focused on. The Myth gets sniped now once more. Kray has to run away as well as Takyu. Takyu on the tower, they should be safe. Meanwhile, Zerg gets the can laughter in the face, has to flick away immediately. MCD goes back in, holding on to that ultimate, doesn't even need to use it, and MSP get 2 kills for none.
And they also secure a might buff over on the end here with Black just raiding everything as he goes. Takyu managed to steal it away, getting that Spiral Sentinel as well. Just doing everything as efficiently as they can. MSP right now just leading the charge with 12,600 gold over on their favor. LYL still pressuring the lane, just pushing it all the way on the side of Lay as Myth comes in to join in the fight. Oh, he used the
Cyclone, the flicker response from LYL. He's not going to get vacuum in. Kray goes in with a 2-man knockout. Misty doing a lot of damage, but he gets sniped by the killing joke. Here comes Muachi. Getting a last of troop. Does not connect, which signals the end of the fight. Ryoma at the side. South America go in for that. Ban has to flicker away on his own Myth. Doing a lot of damage on the Lindis, but Ban should survive that. And he actually does. Again, no casualties for the side of MSP. You can see Flash going in with the Mag Punch. The can after actually onto the Flash actually drops super low,
charging over
dangerously low. Here comes Kray. They want Ban dead. There's 3 members from South America. Ban has to be careful. Do we want to take this fight? The Depth Embrace gets used, but Kray is not taking any aggro. So Ban will survive that. Meanwhile, the collapse from MSP onto the bottom lane. Tower is dropping super low. Here comes the pretty boost from the teamie. He's soaking aggro, but he has the ultimate. Be a bro. Doesn't even die. Don't need the revive. MSP get another kill for himself.
This is why you ban out the TP in most of these fights here. It's just really difficult to play against him. When you think you got the kill, it looks like, hey, TP is always there to save the day. And looks like they're Cyclone being shot out by trying to catch out LYL.
Doesn't connect. The killing joke almost snipes down Flash. It's time for MSP to retreat. The rest of South America are making their way to the bottom lane. MSP not really in a good condition to fight.
For that Abyssal Dragon right now.
For the Abyssal Dragon. South America, they should be able to get that objective. This time, MSP a bit low on health. Nope, not in the vicinity to contest that in any way. South America should be able to take their first Abyssal Dragon.
And this will give them a little bit of a goal to sustain for a little while. 4,000 in terms of difference, but they haven't really had a successful team fight from the side of South America because there's just so much poke coming in from that Joker, as well as other members such as Black. Rank Breaker being bought there by Black right now. She will be able to actually shred some of these targets, such as the light of Kray. Beautiful.
Chain last.
Oh,
Myth dropping super low. Here comes the Death Embrace. Takyu gets trapped. 4-man ground smash from the Lumber. This is the time for SA to turn this around. Takyu has to flicker away. MCC in the midst of everything has to use the ultimate, but he does not revive anyone. Really good 2-man putty push. There is the killing joke again onto Flash. The Bat is running away, but here comes Flash. Super speed into a Mag Punch. Bracelet of submission lands onto no one. South America gets 2. They lose none.
And that's beautiful one. Just what they really needed in that sort of situation, catching them out in that fight. And they managed to catch some of these party targets, such as the likes of Black. And this will prove to be vital for the side of Lay, because right now he got 2 kills off that, and eventually he will need all the gold that he can get to actually get their hands over onto that Violet all the way at the back line. So right now there is a camp being set up there on the top side, just trying to catch out that top lane Wonder Woman as he goes in head-to-head with Ryoma once again to the members on the mid lane, as well as the bot lane as well, with teamie making his way over on the mid lane. And there's a lot of priority given over onto the DS area of the river from the side of South America.
Takyu might just get called out. Chain last, not in range. Lubu takes a shot in the face, but he should be fine. There is Flash. I think he wants to engage onto Black. Red Cyclone Flash now go on a 1v3, but the Dark Slayer is being started by South America. Meanwhile, Flash dies off screen. Let's see, the Dark Slayer is going to go into the hands of South America. Last of truth. Bracelet of submission. That is the Lumber ultimate being expanded to keep teamie in his place. Dark Slayer goes over to South America, but they lose Flash in the process. So MSP still getting something in return.
Now that they got the Dark Slayer, they do have more than a minute to actually utilize this buff efficiently, because this is the best time to pick up a fight, as they have all that advantage to melt down the members of the side of MSP, but they really have to be careful of Teamy though. Perhaps taking down Teamy first will be pretty crucial just to force out Be Bro onto himself instead of some of the members. As I speak of it, they are giving all their efforts over onto the side of Teamy as well as the mid lane as well.
There is the flash hit. It was a Cyclone once more. The flicker follow onto the Joker. It negates the damage of Cannon Laughter. Again, a ground pound. Doesn't even get to use Be a Bro. And Teamy will drop. South America again getting a lead. Meanwhile, there is a split push coming in from both Ben and Muachi. They want the objectives. Can they take this fast enough? Zerg going back to defend against the base. Head to head against the Muachi. Muachi should run away. Takio as well going back to defend the base to stop Ben from continuing with the split push LYL. And Vlad the only one to defend. There goes in with the flash. Whoa! One last hit. The tower does the deed. The trap lands onto the Joker. They should be able to take this tower for themselves. But there's a backdrop protection. Myth doing a lot of damage as much as he can. But the tower will take him down in return. Braces of submission and the lasso through. Kray has to charge away, but he is slowed down with the punish. One last shot. Kray drops. Here comes Ben with the flicker. Does not get the death embrace through. And Zerg will survive of that, but South America has just bitten off more than they can chew.
Definitely overextending way too much as they try their best to secure the high ground turret as well. Only one hit before it drops. They managed to save that one, and the beautiful snipe first initiated by the Joker, and then eventually they actually get a kill off onto the rest of the members of SA and only leaving Ryoma alive. So that buff coming in from the Dark Slayer has been completely wiped off, and we will resume back into the game after a shot pause. And tides of battle has changed once again in favor of the side of
Flash.
MSP.
Does he really want to go in? Has a super speed. Doesn't even get to dash backwards. And there's 3 consecutive mistakes in a row by Flash of South America. This guy not really the superhero that they need right now. More like the villain is winning. And MSP get 2 high ground towers in a row. Now, the only focus is the middle lane.
And of course, Joker is still somewhat of an anti-hero in this whole battleground here, as we saw how it was perfectly set up from the side of MSP with the split pushes coming from the top lane as well as the bottom lane. They secured a couple of turns for the side of MSP. It's a win-win situation there because they are forcing South America to back away, and they did not. They just lingered around over on the mid lane and lost that fight itself. Now, they really have to focus on protecting Myth because they know for the fact that some of these members from the side of MSP want to lend this dead. Now, Ben is making his way over on the bot lane with that Omen. They might want to catch him with all team members invested over on the bot lane, but look at the rest of MSP. They are over on the top side here. Will they be having enough time to actually defend the last turret left from the side of South America?
Ben buying a lot of time for the team there. Find the Joker and the Violet working on the structure slowly but surely. Flash cannot make another mistake. They cannot lose this fight whatsoever. The snipes are coming through from the killing joke. Tower being chunked down. Meanwhile, Ben and Muachi going back to do what they do best. With the split push, 1-3-1 formation coming into fruition. One last hit should do the job. There goes the last outer line of defense for South America. And
only
MSP
one more high ground turret.
In. Yep, one more high ground turret.
There's a really huge wave coming in. I think that they can force a fight right now if SA wants to take this one to their sleeves.
Flash goes in, uses Cyclone. There's a 3-man knockout. Will he get the vacuum? He does, but ultimate for LYL is a 1-for-1. Be a Bro revives the teamie. Now MSP is going to take the fight. Double kill for the villain. Takio has to retreat from that. MSP lose none. Teamie being the MVP. Ben drags Myth back. Myth taking a lot of damage. Black will land the final bullet for the coffin. Zerg gets sniped from far away. 4 kills over to MSP. South America only has the Lubu
right
life.
Now.
This could just be a GG MSP. They are looking to tie this series. What can the Lubu do? There's a Cannon Laughter. Goes on 1v3. The stun, the shield, the damage is too much. The Lubu drops and MSP, they are not going down without a fight. Double marksman is working out. The Joker wins this time. They tie up the series 1-1.
Oh, this was just so beautifully played out there by Team MSP. And we are pushing it into Game 3, the very final round of the day. This is a really explosive game. It seems to me that SA kind of had that lead especially when they secured that Dark Slayer. But the moment that they split up was their demise into this round. They give room for MSP to just split push, and that split push worked so well. And then when the rest of SA split it up, it's like, hey, this is time for MSP to shine. Getting in that great engages. And seems like SA gotta calm down a little bit. You can see that they just get a little bit of stressed out here. So
bit flustered. A lot of.
Let's look into the statistics, anyways.
A lot of damage by a lot of mistakes from Flash. Not really the star that he was in the first game. He was the same player, the same hero, but it seems like this time he overextended so much. MSP found a formula to counter the Flash. The Flash comes in with the ultimate, you use the can after, you disengage. If he flickers, you flicker away. And every time Flash tries to go in for a big vacuum, he just gets blown up immediately. So MSP just doing it really well. What a great way to close out today. We're actually going for a full best of 3 series between South America and MSP.
I'm just expecting another bloodbath
coming
into the last game of the day. And of course, we gotta thank you guys for staying with us for all these hours here. And if you're here from start to end, we thank you a whole lot. And of course, we got more replays brought to you here by Axe.
And you can just see how chaotic it is early on. I think LYL was the star this time. You can see the difference between LYL's Joker and Muachi's Joker. Both of them have their unique personality, but it seems like for this case, it's better to put the Joker in the middle lane. And I think MCC on the teamy has been doing phenomenally. Those Be a Bros, those chain lines, those AoE stunts have been setting the tone for MSP. This is a really good ground smash from kray. 4 men in a straight line. It gave South America a tiny lead, but towards the end of the day, because of the continuous mistakes from Flash, trying to go in for a 1v2, 1v3, cannot kill off the Joker, he dies instead, it gave MSP the lead.
And of course, some of these bans can be worked out a little bit better, but when we talk about this game, just look at it as A being forced to pull out this fight here, but it was Teamy that brought this team fight into the favors of the side of MSP, just reviving one member from the side of MSP alive. And of course, LYL just snipes off Zerk at the end of the day and eventually close out the game 2. Now moving into game 3, we saw a couple of bans that worked out for the side of MSP. Significantly, of course, the Alice ban over onto game 2. So will we see another Alice ban, or will they actually get the pick for themselves?
And I feel like if MSP really want to go for the Alice, it's best that they stay on the red side, because now you get 2 prior picks. And that is considering if you want to put Alice into your first 2 picks. But depending on which side they end on in game 3, it's going to again affect the draft. Unless they want to take the Alice out, but we just see if they want to take it for themselves or ban Alice straight away. This is the final game of today between South America and MSP. We'll see who is going to take this victory for themselves.
And you can immediately see the Omen being taken away alongside with Tulin. So the Tulin ban somewhat opens up a little bit of an option here for both teams, because it could be a teamy, and looks like it's going to be Aaron being taken out on that second ban for the side of MSP. MSP is going to be playing for the red side this game. 2 games being spent on the blue, and finally getting that succession over onto that this last ban of Malik is really interesting. Yeah. So, of course, you still have Wonder Woman up. You still have other options. Atlas is the priority for the side of South America. One last ban might force it out, but you also have Teamy if they don't pick up the Atlas. So it's kind of like a trade in that sense. So it really depends on which one would they actually pick from the side of South America with this first pick given priority.
And I think this opens up so much. If South America goes for the Teamy first pick, there's the Zenio and Lubu duo available for MSP. And yeah, South America takes the Teamy for themselves. And that means Zenio definitely going over to MSP right now. We'll see if they decide to go for the Lubu or something else. Yeah, they're hovering over the max. Let's see if the Wonderkind will make it into this final game of the series. We've seen great max game from from Griffey, from the European side. Impressive liftoff. So we'll see if this is going to be the same case for MSP. But of course, the Xenia will be locked in definitely. 30 more seconds. Nope, they decide to fall back to the Lubu. Seems more of a comfort pick for the region at least.
Well, I think that it will be really interesting if they get the Max, because the interaction between Max as well as Zenial, can you imagine the amazing global ultimate combos that they can do? And of course, just to turn the tides of the battle just like that in the blink of an eye can prove to be pretty vital for the side of MSP, but Ryoma pick here, we don't exactly see a really good win rate over the span of these couple of games that's been played out for the rest of the day. So I'm hoping to see Roma being put into full use here in this game, especially when you have that Zaniel there giving a lot of protection. I think that that's a little bit of a safety net for him, but Flash once again over on the hands of South America. Third time's the charm, I believe.
Yep, third time's the charm. Hopefully, the same mistakes do not repeat themselves. Lubu being picked up by South America this time, but there's still a lot of choices for MSP to go for. There is the Wonder Woman if they want to pick her up. Of course, there is the Violet, there is the Joker. It has been working wonders in the second game, and I think if it's not broken, you don't change it. But I've talked about a lot. I talked a lot about Dane being one of the staple picks for MSP region. Maybe we might just see it in this final game, who knows. But I think the Violet should be a lock-in. It's all up to whether, to who they want as support.
Yes, and of course we've seen RSG taking out that signature Tane pick every now and then, but I believe that Omar will be a little bit more efficient in this round here. Although that Tane can somewhat displace people, I do believe overall Omar kind of fit into the setting here, being the one that leads the charge. But Liliana here, not so sure if they actually want to go for this one, because it's going to be a really squishy pick coming in for the side of SA, because they already have the Flash as well as Lugu. They have that mobility in their kit, so of course Wonder Woman will be the best fit in this series. And so far this looks pretty well groomed there from the side of SA if they lock in this roster.
Yep, definitely. And if they really go for the Liliana Flash a pick, they have to make sure that both of them get a hit, or at least don't go even against MSP. So if this two gets locked in, I'm looking at Zephyrus is a potential pick for MSP, or unless they want to fall back to a double marksman, there is the Joker available as well. But let's see what MSP decides for themselves. They have a minute to make the choice. Liliana and Wonder Woman gets locked in for South America. MSP, they have the final say.
Diao Chan, we haven't seen Diao Chan in ages here. So Natalia is one of that really high burst mage coming in over the mid lane every now and then, but I don't think it's a Maganga. Perhaps even Ross would be a really interesting pick though. But judging from the fact that they're hovering over a Maganga, they have a lot of mobility, it's easy to just focus down that Maganga. So I'm not sure, will this be a really controlled composition coming in from the side of MSP here? Preda is one of those favorite picks coming in from the MSP region, and a couple of times we see it on the likes of Muachi, as well as some other teams from the Singapore and Malaysian squads. They love to play the Preda, so Preda has this really good pushing power, and that may just keep the Flash at bay over on the mid lane.
So finally, the first Preda pick and the last Preda pick for the Wood Cannon is going over to the side of MSP. LYL, let's see what he can do with this hero. We haven't seen him since the introduction of Liliana, since the introduction of Flash and Tulan. It's great to see some old-timers back on the Antares battlefield, but of course, the team went through again. This for South America, there's too many priority picks that both teams need to focus on. They have to give up some power at the very end. But right now, Wonder Woman and Teamy, look at the side of South America, it looks very promising. Whereas for MSP, in order for them to work out, they have to make good decisions. If this is a reanimation of Game 1, MSP will never stand a chance.
Yes, it's really hard because for the side of Xeno, he needs to put priority onto some of these teammates here, whether it's going to be the Predator here or the Violet, because one of them are going to be focused down from the likes of Team South America here. So final game of the day. Who will it be to close out this entire series as well as the day here? Make sure you guys go ahead, put in some hashtags, cheer for your favorite teams there, hashtag MSP win or hashtag SA win. Now we go into the battlefield once again as we see Lubu marching in over on the top side, right above there, and they just catch him out.
Oh, early two-man gut punch. Takyu dropping low, first blood to LYL, and there's the execute coming in from Zerg. He gets the knockout, but not enough damage. Muachi flickers to safety, and MSP start the game with a bang.
And that's just what they need. Channeling that first blood over onto Preda is gonna mean a whole lot, as they will have that fight over on mid lane against Liliana. Liliana will have a little bit of a problem fighting against LYL, because LYL have that lane control with the first skill. She could just poke you from that far range, unless if they could just find a way to camp it out. And looks like the jungle rotations are working pretty neatly for the side of the Flash, as this is going to be the first Flash jungle that we see for the rest of the day, because most of the time we see him in the mid lane, but of course he does have that sort of mobility to actually clear the waves from the jungle pretty well. So all these rotations will be pretty efficient. And looking to the bottom lane here, Ryoma needs to back away right now. There's 3 members. He won't be able to fight this one off as he is outnumbered. But looking over on the top lane, it's being opened up right now as there's no members guarding it, as Violet makes a little bit of push over on the top lane.
Violet and Xenio in top lane. There is the Oma there as the backup as well. I don't think they want to go for this dive. They just want to zone out the Lubu and deal as much damage as they can to the structure. There's the Red Stallion, MCC taking the aggro. The Impale does not connect, but MSP should be safe. Meanwhile, the Cyclone comes through. The first gang of the Flash jungle. Muachi drops to South America.
And just look at all these resources funneled through on the side of Myth. He hits level 4, immediately uses the Cyclone, and then secures the Abyssal as well as the kill right now over on the top. And there we do see a little bit of a skirmish between Lubu as well as Zenil, but over bot lane, this is a free Abyssal crack going over on the side of South America. So over on the bot lane once again, camping out that Ryoma, getting one more kill off there onto the hands of TAKUS2, and diving in pretty deep. It's got to be really careful right now not to get caught up.
Oh, kray. Gets called out. Oh, there's a Plague Spectre comes through. Diana has to use the flicker, but they are just bringing the pain train to Muachi 2 times in a row. Now finally he respawns. He should be safe. Get a bit of breathing room for the lane against the Wonder Woman, but the 2 consecutive deaths coming in. That is really good utilization of the Flash jungle with the Cyclone. Just need to dash in with the super speed, go for the Mag Punch, and then you Cyclone your target, especially Muachi when he does not, especially the heroes who do not have flicker. That should be easy kill.
Yes, definitely a little bit of easy kill over there onto the side of SA as well, because they've been camping out that Ryoma, shutting him down, not giving him enough resources. So Wonder Woman will be having that advantage in that lane. She's already got 2 kills off, and the only member who actually has all that kills from the side of SA. And Niv's just diving in with that Cyclone, diving back out with the first kill as well. And he leaps back into safety with 2 of the buffs still intact over on himself. Takyu rotating over in the bot lane, trying to catch out somebody or just shove out all that lane as well. Ryoma still being pressured under his own turret. Nothing much that he can do over there other than to try to put a little bit of pressure over on Takyu, but that's some good damage coming in. Oh, that bracelet slams him really hard over on the top lane. We do see skirmishes coming in, and MCC2
gets called out, and this blender keeps him alive. MCC actually survives that 4-man collapse, and MSP, no casualties from that.
Oh, that was just clutch coming in from the Xenil here, as you can see. Myth just rotating over the mid lane, just trying to pressure out LYL here. They have that small minion wave, but it won't last that long as Liliana tried to poke him down. But look at all the rotation coming in. It's just very well executed there from the side of South America as they try to slowly push out this wave and then eventually try to get a little bit priority over onto that Abyssal Dragon. But MSP wants this one for themselves here. They might actually collapse here. 4 members from each side, and they have that Zaniel here, but does he have the ultimate up? I don't think so, but it may come up shortly in the matter of a few seconds.
We'll see how MSP decides to play this out. There is the second episode Drake online. Both teams going for that brush break. Goes in. Pussy push 2 man stun. There is the Cyclone again. Does not get the vacuum through. Plague Spectre somehow does not connect onto anyone. South America will call it off, but the damage has been dealt to MSP. They are not really in the condition to fight, but they're going to go try for contest anyways. 4 on 4 at the bot side. kray is going to matter a lot in this one. Can he zone on the rest of South America? Apparently MSP did that. Now they are the one to start the Abyssal Dragon. Let's see if they can get it.
It's going to be a Dragon Dance right now, and it still heavily favors over on the side of MSP due to the fact that they have Sandil here who can just go in for that long ultimate engager, just coming in with the global. But looks like the Dragon Dance will still continue as of now, as both sides just trying to reset. Not exactly safe for them to actually go in for this one, as they have Takiyu diving really deep over in the mid lane.
Has he overextended?
Down Black.
Oh, the knockback into the Plague Spectre. Here comes the Angelic Spender. Black doesn't survive. That Takiyu goes down. It must just be 2 kills going over to MSP, and they do the shutdown onto the Wonder Woman. MSP gets 2, they lose 2 as well, because Myth takes down Muachi off screen once more.
And that's really good execution coming in from MSP. But of course, it's a little bit of an overextension coming in from that Wonder Woman. I'm not too sure what was he thinking of diving so deep into that. But now looks like PH might be able to steal this one off the bat here. They are ready. Oh, beautiful poke coming in from the Preda. But Abyssal Dragon will be taken down low as Myth secures that one, as he will have, of course, the execution over on the Slayer. I mean, Abyssal Dragon.
Abyssal Dragon, second Abyssal Dragon going over to South America once more. Jungle Flash actually working out super well for South America. Has been getting a lot of priority picks, especially onto Muachi. I think they really hate that guy. And here comes the engage, bracelet of submission, flicker being forced out. That is a flicker down for LYL. It's actually the Liliana gets taken out in the process, so MSP gets the win for that skirmish.
And you can see a different rotation coming in from the side of MSP. Booth Ben just focusing down on the turret here as he leaps away into safety, but there's just way too many members from the side of South America focusing him down. Will he be able to survive? He can't get cancelled over onto that Angelic Spender. But look at the rest of MSP. They are trying to get the Dark Slayer, but are they healthy enough? As Smith knows that they are there in the pit, spots them out, and now just looking for somebody to get a good catch on as they spot out the Omar there. And I'm not so sure if Takiyu really wants to go in for this one. They do secure the mid lane turret though.
Yep, and again Ben gets called out, the ultimate gets cancelled. Too much clock control coming in from the side of South America. No way out for the Xenio. Dark Slayer attempt a bit questionable. They don't have enough damage for that. When the push is being started by Zerg, he takes down the first tier tower in the bot lane. The rest of South America are just going for the invade. There is the put again, setting up for the potential ambush, but they're just going to pull out from the jungle.
And then right now we do have a small skirmish over on the bot lane here with Zerg going against, of course, the Xeno there. Won't be able to take down the Xeno alone, so he backs away. But Lei here kind of playing with fire, going for that Sage Golem. But of course, Preda will be able to secure that one and move back into the mid lane. They still have a lot of towers up onto both sides here. One over on the side of the hands of South America. Sorry, that's two for each side. I forgot that the mid lane broke as well early on. And right now there is the Abyssal Dragon up once again. Not too sure if they want to contest for this one. 4 members do give the side of MSP that sort of advantage as Abyssal Dragon getting resetted once again. TV leading the fray as Takiyo follows through from the back as well. Wonder Woman playing out so well and efficient over on this matchup so far with 4 kills and to depths. And it's like
Potential collapse, trying to go onto Muachi, but this time Muachi flickers preemptively. He will be safe from that. The rest of MSP are making their way to the top side. Will they be engaged? No. South America playing this really safe. They don't want any unnecessary deaths like in game 2. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman starting out on the Abyssal Dragon. This might just be the third for South America if MSP chooses to not contest, and I think
from the back.
they can't do it. Nope. Third Abyssal Dragon going over to South America once again. There is the goal injection, 2k goal lead for SA.
And you can see Rank Breaker being brought out there by Ryoma, just getting a little bit of damage spike coming in. So you can somewhat duel with Zerg for a little while, but not really the optimal choice here. LYL being brought out.
The Cyclone, Angelic Splendor. Can Myth get out of this alive? As a 2-man knockout. Here comes a 4-man damage onto ban. The 4-man knockout from the Xenial. Zerg takes down LYL, but can South America get more? They lose the Flash, they lose the Lubu. 2 members down for SA. MSP. They win the trade, but Takyu will just get the objective for the team. So SA still well in the lead.
Good rotations coming in from SA, putting them in charge, as well as having some of these members being taken down does not matter for them as they open up the map. But Muachi on that 1v1 solo kill there. Oh my goodness, that's a Bilbo kill over onto that Liliana.
That is the power of Ryoma Ultimate, healing himself up to survive that big burst of damage from the Liliana. And MSP, well, definitely surviving this one. Still in the game. Bracelet of Submission lands with the MCC, but it doesn't matter. The Oma will be safe from that. And MSP has just pulled themselves back from the brink of a deficit.
And right now, we can see a lot of focus are being channeled over onto the top side of the river right now. MCC scouting out spots 2 members from the side of SA. Immediately, they convert over onto that Dark Slayer. Will they actually fight for this one as they try to zone them away as Muachi comes in, flipping in. Can he steal this one?
Zerg trying to zone out the rest of MSP. The Dark Slayer goes over to South America. Now this is the time for them to take the fight. Bracelet of Submission comes through. There is the chain last. Kray take a lot of damage. Where is the ultimate? He's still holding on to it. Takyu takes down MCC. The rest of MSP, they have to retreat and they get nothing. But Xenial, Ben is doing the work, going for the split push. He should be able to get the second tier tower in the bot lane, just leaving the cannon minion to do the rest of the work for him while he retreats. Yes, he will get that for himself. So MSP still getting something off of that trade.
Well, now that they do have the Dark Slayer, they really have to put it to really good use here, but possibly getting that Abyssal and then try to rush it down bot lane as well with the 1-3-1 formation coming in for the side of South America, because it can force some of these members from the side of MSP to be disarrayed and then going for flank. But they have to be careful of Daniel because there's
Cyclone. No, the high taller, not Cyclone. There's the high taller from the Oma. 2 kills going on to MSP. They have overextended. South America lose 2 members in the process. Ultimate for Muachi. He was bully, but now he is the bully. MSP keeping themselves alive in the game, going for mid lane siege.
And that was just really unfortunate. They can use that buff into their favor if they pull it off efficiently, but why would they dive over onto the top side? There's nothing for them in return because they just get outnumbered at the end of the day by the side of MSP. So that's a really huge mistake coming in, and they will get punished for this one. They still have that buff, and
they want LYL. The Cyclone vacuums 3 members in. The Angelic Splendor will keep the members of MSP alive. Myth dropping to 55% of his health. Cannot get any more execute. Seems like this jungle flash is slowly falling, rendered ineffective by MSP's team composition. They have found the formula to deal with this DC hero, but South America are still well in the game. Still, it can be anyone's game. 50-50. Let's see how both teams play out. It's only a mere 1.3k goal deficit for MSP.
Well, I think that one problem earlier on was that all these gold were funneled over on their frontliners of the side of SS, but they're going in for a fight. They get catching up over on the
gets
MCC.
Called out by the Cyclone, and James Splendor once more. Kray gets called out this time. There is the ultimate. He's going to revive. Meanwhile, the Liliana takes down the Oma. There's a fight in the back line. Black gets blown out by Myth. 2 for 3 in favor of South America. Can they get more? No, Ben has to dive away from that. He will survive, but South America gets themselves all the key members of MSP.
And looks like Myth just got that beautiful teaming element over onto him and just immediately blows out these members into smithereen. And Ben really needs to try his best to defend this alongside with Muachi. Myth taking a little bit of too much of damage here, but Ben...
Oh, he gets dragged back! But lesser of truth, there is the Angelic Splendor, doesn't even finish. Myth, one last hit. No, he survives that. Muachi, the only one to defend the middle lane tower, and he does so. But South America just pulling up a really good pick onto the Xenia.
And right now, they still have that lead. They just need a little bit more pressure. But if they could just do this all over again, just catch all over onto MSP on that really tight angle fight. It was really difficult for MSP to maneuver around, especially when you have both the teaming as well as Wonder Woman in your face. So it's going to be really difficult for them to actually peel through the defenses from the side of MSP. To go all the way to the back line is quite a hassle, I would say.
Absolutely. And right now, South America, they want to look for more. There's the invade, but a lot of damage onto Myth. He has to retreat immediately. He just gets caught out. Uses a cycle to negate the rest of the damage, but there's a shutdown for LYL. A lot of damage. A 4-man gut punch from the Oma before he goes down. Is a 2-for-1 in favor of MSP. Can Zerg run away from this Muachi on his tails? Ben doing as much as he can. Goes onto the Liliana. No backup for him. He has to retreat. Now they're turning it onto Muachi. Can Muachi survive this? Uses the pinwheel. Last of truth connects. There is the stun. There is the damage coming in from Zerg. The ultimate gets cancelled right away. Black comes in with the tactical roll. But is it too late? Yes, it is. Shut down onto the Ryoma. South America get one more for themselves.
And that's going to be a 2-for-2 trade right there. And both sides are just dead even in terms of kill scores. But looks like Goalie is, of course, heavily sided over on the side of South America right now. With just war map dominance, if we look into some of these plays here, as well as securing big objectives, they have 5 Abyssal Dragons in comparison to none at all from the side of MSP. So this kind of blow the lead over on the side of South America, but when it comes to skirmishes, I really have to give it over on the side of MSP. As we talk about one, we have one more.
Gets called out. There's a brace of submission, only landing onto one, still keeping herself alive with all the shield. There's the gut punch. Here comes the cyclone from the Flash. MCC, the first one to go down, but it's a really good play spectre. The re-engage from Bad. They blow up the Liliana. Black takes the credit for that. 1-for-1 trade once more. No one coming out on top so far. MSP and South America, they won this win and they are really working for it.
And in just 17 minutes here, you can see most of these members already hit level 15. Only MCC left that's on 14. They might want to catch out Kray right now. He does have a little bit of movement speed, so he will be able to walk away into safety 20 seconds before the Darkslayer comes back up online. This is going to be heavily contested here. That push being set up there from the side of South America. They will go in and they will try to find their target, and their target is Muachi. Where are you going to run? Will there be a Xeno trying to save his own life? Can he juke it out? Oh, he flickers away.
There is the pinwheel. Myth getting blown up, forced to use the cycle preemptively. He's still surviving. There's be a bro. Will the revive come true? Kray will drop down, but the revive will connect. Myth actually gets a second chance and life. Meanwhile, Kray goes down. Ultimate speed from Black. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of South America. Taki is coming in. Zerg still surviving on the Lubu, dealing the damage. Muachi drops down. 3 deaths for MSP. MCC might just be the 4th. Triple kill for the Lubu. Will it be a quad? It seems like it is. No, Taki takes that away, but MSP lost 4 members, and South America, they are looking for the win.
And that was just so close there as Zerg turns it around onto the favor of South America. And that catch over onto Muachi was all that it takes for them. They did not need the Darkslayer. They will crush this last game, and the win will go over on the side of South America with that really great cheer for victory.
South America close out the final series of the day 2-1 by taking off MSP. Well-deserved victory. But of course, MSP, they put out a really great fight. There's a Rejoice side of relief coming in from the SA side. The Cheers to Canary have triumphed over the Eagles this time. But again, valiant effort from the MSP representative. Just that it was a bit just a bit lackluster in the final fight. There's a relief, hardship. Yep, they are definitely are happy with that victory. Just a bit of a
They're just such a cheerful bunch. What's not to like about them? I think they're slowly to my heart here, as I will possibly root for these teams if they can possibly go far in the upcoming AWP. And this is a long and hard-fought battle for both of these teams. At the end of it all, it seems like South America just edges through the last few battles, and that is what it takes for them to secure that best of 3 right now. Let's go back into the scoreboards as we take a look, as we see Mifter with that jungle flash doing really efficiently for the side of South America.
Yeah, and I have to give credit to Kray in the very last fight for reviving Flash after he went down. Without the revive, I doubt that South America would have such a great win in the final battle. But of course, MSP, they did their best. The Predator pick was actually decent. Flag doing a really good job as well. Muachi coming back from a big deficit, and Ban being the lifesaver. Everyone played their part, but South America just played their team composition better, and the better player wins, the better team gets the victory.
Well, of course, when we talk about team composition as well, if we look into some of these win rates and stuff, you can somewhat say that South America somewhat have that sort of a better composition per se, because Team E was left open up in that pick and ban. They didn't want to risk giving that Alice, but they did give that Team E. So we are just going into the highlights of all 3 matches coming up pretty soon. But of course, there's so much back and forth in this or disparity between some of these teams onto skill levels and such, but everyone seems to get a really good grasp in this whole boot camp itself. So we gotta thank everyone who tuned into the stream today. Of course, everything won't happen without you guys back at home. And if you guys want to check out more action, we will have more live streams coming up. But of course, if you want to be part of history, go ahead, buy yourself a ticket to LA as well as a ticket to AOV World Cup 2018.
Yeah, with that being said, that is the last series of the day, and we have to give credit to MSP as well. They, the Valiant server, we are 8 heroes behind. Couple of patches. That basically means a couple of patches. Being able to adapt over this past few days in the boot camp is really impressive. But let's just savor the last final few moments of the day for the highlight from the previous series.
And this should be the first game of the day, as we see the side of South America diving pretty deep onto the enemy territories here. And this is a really clean one coming in. Berserk picking up that kill, as well as the rest of the members from the side of MSP just raking a couple of kills over there, with 2 of them being shut down.
This is basically the jungle flash, just doing magic. Dives in, you cannot kill anyone, you just disengage. And again, have to give Kray, we gave Team E a lot of benefit of doubt, and actually we kind of missed out the Liliana explosion right there. That is the money, what everyone strive for. You go for that big burst of damage, and you can see how long the members of South America held on in every single fight because of all the utilities that they were provided from the rest of the team.
And you look at Takiyu, he was causing a lot of havoc for the side of MSP, surviving all of that damage being put out there, and he still is left alive and bought enough time for Mif to come in and clean up some of these members. But of course, Black manages to take out that Liliana in that battle, and this is where the game is sealed. The moment where Muachi gets caught out there, and of course a beautiful element coming in from Ben, but that was not enough, as Team E here turns the tide of the battle.
Yeah, Team E was definitely the MVP right there, and Zerg just cuts through everyone, because the fact that Black and LOL, they didn't focus on Lubu, just lost them the whole game.
I really like the fact that Lei was all the way to the back. He said, oh, this is a losing fight, and then it meant suddenly when they turn around, it's like, oh, wait, Liliana, come right back, because we can just get everything done. And eventually, of course, South America winning 2-1.
Definitely, and it has been a crazy long day. We've seen 12 different teams, 12 different teams. 2 of them wildcards. There are 2 teams from Chinese Taipei, 2 teams from Thailand, and the rest of them is just 1 representative from each region. There's Korea, China, North America, Euro, South America, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, and the list goes on. But at the end of the day, it just goes to show how actually how effective the boot camp is. There was the show match yesterday, or should I say 2 days ago, because it's past 12 a.m. But yes, there is the show match, and then there is this boot camp. It just helped all the regions get up to speed. Doesn't matter if you are 10 heroes behind, doesn't matter if you're a few patches behind. This boot camp is the perfect chance, the perfect opportunity for all the teams to be in sync with each other from with the global region, so that they can prep themselves perfectly for AWC.
Yes, and I think that all of these teams definitely showed their best in today's matchup here. And of course, I wish to see a whole lot more. I just can't wait for AWC to arrive, and then you'll be able to see all these teams playing at the very best of their levels here against some of the best. So, of course, it's been a long day here. Thank you guys for tuning in so far. And if you guys join us from Game 1 all the way, we salute you and lots of love for you, all of you back at home. My name is Contra. Here with me is Husky. We're just going to wrap it out for today. So do you have anything to say, Husky?
Nope. I think that's it. It's been a long day. Time to get some good sleep. And of course, signing off for one of our other casters, Fatal 5-Way. This is it from us. Good night, and we'll see you guys in the next game.
Take care.